SM City Marikina is a massive, glowing retail fortress in East Metro Manila. People travel here for specific, premium amenities. It has a full IMAX theater, a massive cyber zone, and some of the most aggressive dining promotions in the city. But if it's your first time trying to get there, you'll quickly realize that navigating to the mall is a complicated logistical puzzle. It is notoriously easy to get lost or end up stranded halfway. The actual barrier to entry here isn't how much you're going to spend inside. It's the physical and mental friction of the public transit commute required to reach the doors. To figure out if the trip is worth making, we need to run an ROI analysis. We have to map the exact relationship between the transit effort you expend and the financial or experiential payoff you gain. If you optimize your commute to match your specific goal, the return on investment is massive. If you don't, the physical friction of getting there easily outweighs any discount you find inside. Evaluating SM Marikina requires treating your method of transit as a deliberate cost to be weighed against the final reward. Let's break down the primary transit options, starting with the LRT train line. The main benefit of the LRT is that it completely bypasses Metro Manila traffic. You get a predictable 30-minute commute from central Manila straight to Santolan Station. But there is a hidden physical trade-off. To get from Santolan Station to the mall itself, passengers have to walk a very long, highly exposed footbridge. That walk introduces a level of physical exertion that acts as a hard barrier if you are elderly, disabled, or trying to carry heavy shopping bags back home. Your second option is taking a local jeepney originating from nearby neighborhoods like SSS Village and Concepcion. The pros here are clear. It has the lowest financial cost, and it drops you directly at the ground floor entrance. You avoid the footbridge entirely. The critical flaw with the jeepney route is route unpredictability. Specifically, drivers are known for cutting trips at ambers along Gil Fernando Avenue. Trip cutting leaves commuters stranded midway. You end up wasting extra time and spending more money to secure a second ride just to finish the journey to the mall. A third option is using an e-trike to reach the LRT Marikina station. It acts as a cheap bridge connecting deep residential areas to the main highway network. However, this requires multi-hop logistics. You have to coordinate the trike, then the train, and then finally the footbridge, which compounds the mental energy required for the trip. This table summarizes the three transit modes, comparing variables across cost, speed, and friction. Looking at the LRT column, it maximizes your speed but introduces high physical friction. Under the jeepney column, the physical friction is low, but the speed and predictability drop significantly. There is no perfect public transit route. You simply have to choose whether you want to pay with your physical energy on the footbridge or your patience on unpredictable local roads. Once you know the transit cost, you have to look at the destination payoff. The mall is known for highly aggressive dining promos. Restaurants like Commute and Feast International regularly run 4+1 unlimited deals, which offer a massive financial advantage for groups. This visualization breaks down the exact math. You pay for 4 distinct price blocks, and the fifth block zeroes out. This free fifth diner drastically reduces the average cost per person for the entire group. The logistical catch is that coordinating 5 or more people through complex public transit depletes the group's energy before anyone even sits down to eat. Another high ROI payoff comes from using the Bookie app to secure 40 to 50% off premium weekday buffets at places like Flavor's Restaurant. The trade-off for these massive discounts is timing. You have to navigate the transit network during standard working hours, limiting access mostly to students or flexible workers. Beyond dining, the mall's robust structural infrastructure is a major draw. It actually functions as a safe haven during extreme weather events, like Typhoon Enteng. Because of its elevated design, the mall offers critical emergency services, like overnight parking, while the surrounding highways and neighborhoods are heavily inundated. While the mall offers everything from disaster shelter to a massive cyber zone, its sheer physical footprint demands strategic entry planning. You have to know exactly where you are going to avoid walking exhaustion. The highest financial and experiential rewards inside SM Marikina strictly require you to navigate the hardest logistical hours or coordinate the largest groups. The total return on a trip to SM Marikina depends on how accurately you match your group size and budget to the correct transit choice. This chart maps out exactly who should take which route based on their personal priorities, measuring your budget against your need for convenience. Segment A consists of budget optimizers, typically solo commuters or pairs heading to quick stops like Marugame Udon. For Segment A, the recommendation is the LRT2. Accept the footbridge's physical exertion, keep costs low, and secure the highest financial ROI. Segment B covers time-poor professionals, making targeted trips for specific cyberzone purchases or scheduled IMAX viewings. For Segment B, avoid jeepneys entirely. Rely strictly on the LRT2 or a grab car, utilizing transit apps to calculate exact routing. Finally, Segment C represents the planners, people moving groups of 5 or more for massive 4+1 buffet deals. For Segment C, consolidate the entire group into a point-to-point ride-hailing service. The financial logic here is simple. The cash saved by the 5th free diner at the buffet essentially subsidizes the cost of the grab car. You eliminate transit friction entirely, for free. A successful trap requires recognizing that spending slightly more on the commute is often the only way to protect the value of the destination.